Hey everybody, welcome to the Mansfield Buzz.
Welcome to Mansfield Buzz, Jordan Hurdy in the mix, spotlighting local stories, every episode's a fix, unearthing unique gems, what makes them shine. Tune in, get ready, we're diving into their grind. With Jordan's questions we reveal what's at the core, Hurdy's tech wizardry bringing stories to the fore. Together we create, start showcasing what's unique. Mansfield Buzz, where content creation sleek, calling all business owners and customers to the scene. Discover authentic gems, find the best you've ever seen. Meet the faces behind each unique space. Trust in their stories, find community in this place.
Hi everybody, welcome. It's Thursday. Welcome to the Mansfield Buzz. Yes, we're going to cover another business today, but before we do that, it is Thursday at 2 p.m. and you need to come join us right now at the YouTube channel at Mansfield TX Buzz. And here's what I want you guys to do. I want you to tell 5 friends today to go right over to our channel, hit the subscribe button, and there's a thumbs up under the video today that we're doing live. Make sure you click that. It helps people let us know. And we have chat open, I guess. And Jordan, I'll need to show you that in comments. If somebody does want to chat with us, you can click that and show it. Okay. Usually I monitor that. So, you know,
cool.
So whatever you want to do, you can do it that way too. But hey guys, we are in year, you'll like this, Paul, in exactly 30 days. Close to it. We'll officially be on with the Mansfield Buzz for 2 years.
Wow.
That's hard to believe.
That's, yeah, because we're about to wrap up year 2, right? So
yeah, I mean, yeah, so we'll be starting on third year of interviewing local Mansfield businesses. So guys, if you want to be a part of the show, a lot of people, you know, Jordan, sign up with me at the network groups, but if you want to email me at hurdy@hurdyburke.com, feel free to just put in the subject line, I want to be on the buzz. We're booked January, now all 3 weeks of February. I'm now working on last week of February, March, just so you know. And so we're pretty excited. Jordan and I are going to make some changes with the Mansfield Buzz to kind of the Texas Buzz. We're slowly going to do that over time. So be looking for that. We're going to phase it in a little bit at a time. But we're still averaging good viewership. We still got 231 subscribers. We want to get the 300 by the middle of summer. So we're going to ask you guys to make sure you tell your friends to come subscribe to the channel. And we have Paul Houdashell from Falcon Beam today, and Jordan's going to take with him. But before we do that, we're going to go back and do our rewind series from last week's show. So we'll be right back.
Quick rewind, keep it tight, highlights prime to ignite, catch the vibe, feel the rush, previously on the Mansfield Buzz.
And that's because they underwrite after the fact. That's how you will have people that you will run into that were in business and their Stripe account, Square account, or PayPal got shut down in the middle of the day because they were in an industry that those companies don't deal with. And when they find it out, they just shut the account off with no notification.
Wow.
And so you can be in the middle of a transaction. You ran one 2 minutes ago, and now you're on a transaction and your account's closed.
I was like, that doesn't work. Man, that's
because
not.
You did not go to a company that did manual underwriting and helped set you up your account properly at a better rate than what those companies offer.
There you go. So, you know, what we like about the rewind is it gives us a chance to let you see that we've had some previous people on the show, and we want you to go back and check out their long play because the little snippet does justice, but then you get a feel for what they're really trying to do. And Byron brought a lot to the table because he's an expert in credit card and saving huge amounts of monies for companies that take lots of credit cards. So we encourage you to go back and check out his whole show.
Yeah,
but in the meantime,
if you don't like paying that 3.5% fee, that's a podcast we're watching.
It is, and he saves a ton of money for people to take lots of money. So Paul, we'll welcome you from Falcon Beam Day, and I'll let Jordan jump onto this. But you're a car freak, dude. I learned this. That you are something else. I mean, first I saw him pull up in the parking lot last week in his Corvette.
Nice,
right? And then I find out we're getting ready to show pictures of this as his icebreaker.
You know what? Should we go to icebreaker?
Yeah, let's do the icebreaker intro, and then let's get into this a little bit because it's pretty fun.
Let's hit it.
All right, everybody. I don't know how loud that is at your house, but Jordan has the woofer attached to his speakers. We were just shaking in our chairs a little, which is kind of funny. Go, hey, I feel a vibration going through. I feel like I'm in a drag race. There you go. Anyhow, Paul, you got this C4 Corvette, right? That you converted to your vet Jeep or whatever you want to call it. So would you just get into this and we'll show the pictures?
Yeah, sure. So this is a C4. It's an '85 Corvette. That's what it started out as. A vet cart is when people tear apart the Corvette, they take the body parts off and basically make a little go-kart with the frame and leave the engine and the big wide tires and everything.
Yeah, like that. So that's really a Corvette chassis that was stripped down and made into the Jeep, right?
It is, yeah. The Jeep stuff is really just visual. It's all Corvette underneath.
And you just add that. Is it a kit, by the way, that goes over top of that? Is it pre-built, or do you have to get that fabricated for that particular?
Yeah, this was custom fabricated.
Okay, gotcha.
I can't take credit for it, but
God, that is so cool. I like.
Notice that black tank in the back. That's the propane. It runs on propane.
So, it runs on propane?
It's even better. It makes it faster. Take my word for it.
When I take this thing to fill it up, I go to Tractor Supply, and there's a guy there with his grill propane tank, and I drive up in the odd rod. This is one of those cars that if you don't like talking to people about cars, this isn't the car for you. I mean,
I love this, and I don't know if you noticed the tag on that. Could you bring it back up? Odd rod.
That's funny.
That's pretty good.
That's pretty descriptive.
So he's got a custom.
It's odd, you know.
It's got an inspection sticker on it, so it's road safe, right?
Street
and
legal.
which is really cool.
It's registered as a white Corvette. So
it's registered as what?
It's a white Corvette.
Oh yeah.
So I expect a visit on the side of the road from the law enforcement at some point.
That's awesome. That's crazy. So how fast is that guy?
The fastest I've gotten it to is 90, and I really don't want to take it more. It's just
because it's too open. It's too scary. Yeah,
it's not very comfortable.
How's the acceleration on? I think it can't weigh too much.
It's probably good with the propane, right? It's probably really quick.
So the thing is with the propane, it burns cooler than regular fuel. So it's actually pretty good for the engine, but it burns faster. So I get a little bit less fuel efficiency, but it's better.
More power.
So he was asked how many miles he got the gallon, and he basically looked up and said, all of them.
All of them.
All of them.
Well, based on what he said, I think he gets none of them.
Yeah, I mean, so anyhow, how cool! What a great section! I love that, and someday you'll have to bring it to the network group on a real nice warm day, and let us check it out, or we need to come to your house and just see it or something.
I'm starting to see a theme here now. He can show up with this odd rod, and then
I mean, we should have our own car show. You know, we've interviewed enough people with cool cars. We could probably do a little gathering, coffee and cars, right?
Do it at Elias and just like go to benefit them.
Exactly.
Why not?
I used to film a lot of those coffee car events down in Round Rock where people bring in their classics or whatever, and they'd line up. It's called Cars and Coffee. And you'd have coffee and you walk around, check out all these cars. Really cool stuff. Really cool
You need to
stuff.
do Texas edition and just call it Cars and Barbecue.
Yeah, I was looking for keys and something to see if I could take one. Anyhow, we've got Jordan, I'm going to let you run from here. We're excited to have you on, Paul, and we'll ad-lib some stuff off the sheets you gave us in between the questions, but I'm looking forward to what you have to tell us today.
Yeah, I'm happy to be here. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Yeah, thank you for coming, dude. It's going to be fun. I mean, it's already, we're off to a great start already. We haven't even started the interview yet.
It's just fun.
This is awesome. So, yes, I definitely want to ask you a lot about, Falcon Beam, but I'd love to hear a little bit about your background too, because you've served. Now you started this business. So I just give us a little bit of your origin story. Like, this is your Marvel movie. How does it start?
Yeah, I come from a whole family of people that serve. So I I also did that. I joined the Air Force, and my job in the Air Force was really interesting. I loaded the bombs and missiles. So
really?
Wow.
people ask, how do you work under pressure? I always ask, is there a chance that this thing's going to blow up on me? If there's not, I'm going to be good.
So that's what you're totally fine driving around with a propane tank strapped to your back.
Right. Yeah, that's true.
The logic.
So that actually had a lot to do with how I got the name of Falcon Beam. So the F-16 is called the Falcon, and there's a lot of sharp things on the Falcon, and when you're walking around it, working around it, it's real easy to get injured. Hit your head or get a little bite. That's what we would call it, a Falcon bite. And
now we get it.
Okay.
So my LLC is Falcon Bite LLC, and then all of the DBAs that I hang on to it have Falcon something. So this is Falcon Beam because it deals with lasers and stuff like that. So that's where the Falcon Beam came from, specifically the Falcon part.
Okay. That's really cool.
Yeah, I did a couple of deployments, been to places I don't really care to go back to.
Amen.
But it's been really good. I just love the veteran community. I'm really proud of what I did, and I'm just excited when I talk to other military people, just hearing what they did, and it's just everyone did their part, and it's great to talk to those folks.
Yeah, absolutely. I love talking to business owners that are veterans. I think it's such an encouraging thing. I love to see how you take, the things that work from your past and incorporate it and leave behind the things that no longer serve you. And now you've developing this whole new chapter, this new strategy. And so it's so rewarding to hear these stories.
And I also found out a lot of veterans, when they come out, are really pretty good at business because they've had so much discipline in their training, and they have a good sense of organization and what needs to be done in their business. So that's why you see a lot of successful veterans doing business today.
Yeah. You know what? It's always on point is the SOP, the standard operating procedure.
Yep.
I look at this wow,
Mark,
this is
okay.
This is detailed. Wow, this is incredible. Yep.
Yeah, to be honest, I was more worried about the people that were the QA people that were looking for the checklist than I was about the bombs.
Yeah.
That's a pretty incredible statement.
Yep. There goes. All right, so let's dive into it. So for our listeners that haven't heard of Falcon Beam, what is it, and how did you come up with that idea?
Yeah, like we talked about, Falcon Beam's a veteran-founded, we're a custom laser engraving and fabrication company.
Okay.
I started Falcon Beam in 2023. This is not my main job normally. I thought this would be something fun to do on the weekends and on the evenings. Really, we do a lot of holiday decoration and stuff like that. And I had bought some lasers for use in that, and they were kind of expensive. And I thought, man, it'd be great if I could somehow get other people to help pay for this. So that's how I really started it. And then in June of last year, I got laid off from my corporate job. So I've been doing this full time since then, just trying to accelerating my plan on growing the business and trying to make it my sole income at this point.
Yeah.
So it's it really just kind of started as a creative outlet. So after people saw what I could do, then I just started charging, and I don't know if many people talk about that, but figuring out how much you're going to charge for something,
Maybe not.
that is the hardest part. Someone comes to me with something new, and I don't even have any idea what we should charge for this thing.
Yes. Pricing is an art of its own. I went through the same thing too. And you start through making mistakes, right? Like the first I was
Don't look at me.
Sam about that. The first content creation package I did, because I started in that realm, was content creation.
Yeah.
And it was completely unsustainable. It was 3 custom shoots, all these video,
Yeah.
And it was all like for $1,500, and I was like running around like a chicken with his head cut off for like 2 months. I'm like, what am I doing?
Yeah, it's almost like you're happy when you get the payment,
Yeah.
but then you're sad when you realize how much work you just have to do for that small amount of
Yeah.
money, right?
And we all go through this when we go into entrepreneurship, right? It's like we start figuring out how to do the pricing, and then you do it, and then you actually like trying to figure out your revenue. You add up your hours,
Yeah,
and then you realize you would have made more money working at Starbucks, and you're like,
I've had some really good partners in the business that they keep me honest. I'll give them a price, and they'll say it's worth more than that.
okay,
So,
well that's good that people do that for you. So yeah. So if he tells us what kind of products he has, Jordan, we can. It'd be interesting to see what he's fabric. I'd like to know what he's doing today.
Yeah, like let's jump into that. So you you kind of hinted a little bit towards this. Like, there's a difference between you doing another engraving or personalization. I think it hints a little bit to. I think nothing is impossible to you, so I'm guessing it's related to that.
He built bombs.
Exactly, right?
that's a misconception that people have. They think they have to have a fully formed idea when they come to me, but really, I kind of thrive on that back and forth, that collaboration, and if someone just had a general idea of what they wanted to memorialize or something like that,
Pretty cool.
I mean, and we don't the thing that we engrave or the thing that we create, it's almost secondary to, what we're trying to accomplish. It's given me a lot of experience in different types of mediums. I've done wood, metal, I've done glass.
Oh wow!
I've done coating products like coated metal that you engrave images on. One of the first things, probably the very first thing I did, I spent a lot of time just collaborating with the customer on what font we're going to use. So I was surprised, I put all of this work into this design, but we spent 4 times as much time just deciding what the lettering is going to look like, what font we're going to use.
I love it.
Yeah.
But one thing that I love to do, part of that collaboration is we'll come up with an idea, and I don't even know if it's going to work. So I'll tell them, hey, if you're not in a hurry, let me try this. I'll make a couple different things, and we'll just see which one you like. And every time I make something, I improve it. There's a continuous improvement going on, and I'm almost embarrassed about some of the earlier stuff I did because I can do it so much better now. And I think of where I am right now and where I'm going to be in 3 years, and the stuff I'm doing now, I was like, oh, I should have done this. You're always growing, you're always learning, and I wouldn't be able to do that if I didn't have that collaboration with the customers.
Yeah. Not that different for us, right? Like, let's go back to watch your first podcast and see how we feel.
Oh, we're terrible. I mean, it's been a long time since I've been on radio, and I felt like I was out of the water because it's been years, and it was terrible. But I say that to us, it was. To the listening audience, it probably wasn't. But,
oh no, you were terrible.
Yeah, okay, that's why. You're right. And so, yeah. So we understand improvement, and we understand that is how business works, right? Your product always has to keep meeting the expectations of the client. Which in your business, engraving on metal or glass, becomes kind of an art. Yeah. As long with understanding a concept, right?
I would like to point out something that you brought up that I thought was really interesting, and it's one of the differentiators, right? Like, you thrive in that collaboration. That's part of your product, is that collaboration. And I get the sense that you've improved your ability as a collaborator, therefore improving the product, because when that collaboration is easier and you can understand each other better, the outcome just benefits, because it's like all the thought gets to actually be transferred to the actual product.
Absolutely.
Yeah, customers don't know what you can't do, and
you're right.
I love that the challenge. Someone will come to you, and maybe I've done something in wood, but they want it in metal, and maybe I didn't even think to do it in metal. So without the customer feedback, I think it would be really easy to kind of plateau on where you're at, because you kind of focus on what you know, and it's really hard to think about the things that you don't know.
So walk me through the kind of products you offer, because for our audience, I don't think they might not know exactly what you do.
Yeah, tell us some things you work on or cases you've worked on. That would be really cool. Even stick them up and show us if you want.
Yeah.
Camera.
I just
Yeah.
So we're good with that.
These business cards are made of really thick metal.
Oh, cool.
I don't know if you can hear that.
Whoa.
Oh, I heard it.
Oh, that's
So how thick is that? Like 32 millimeters, or is it?
It's about 0.8 millimeter. It's
Okay.
almost a 4 millimeter thick.
That is cool.
But these are what I hand out to people, and it has examples of my work on the back.
wow.
So I'm really proud of those. I carry
That's
those.
not a bad idea. We should do this with a buzz.
I won one.
I do too.
I heard it, I'm like, oh, I won it, and now it's like I really
Texas
want it.
buzz, Mansfield buzz on one side.
Yes.
You know, a lot of people they'll cut holes in it and make like personalized credit cards out of these. They'll take the chip out of their credit card and glue it onto one of these. But it's very personalized.
You could put a hole in those and put the kid's name on it. He could walk around with coolness with his name on his little metal tag hanging around his neck, man. So the imagination. So metal cards.
No, that's cool. I want a metal card.
I'm thinking we could do Texas Buzz on one side and Mansfield Buzz on the other.
See, what I'm going to do is I'm going to print some like really cheap paper cards
Yeah.
to pass out at networking events, and then I have the really cool one and be like, this is my card, but you can't have it.
These are definitely
So, look, it's in a glass container, and we're not going to give it to you, but you can see it from all angles. Okay. So what else? That's cool.
Another thing I made, something I made around Christmas time, which I think I'm going to bring it out for Valentine's Day as well, is customized boxes for gifts.
Ooh.
So not only is it a really nice box that, you know, it has a attached lid so you don't lose the lid, but you can engrave whatever you want on it. So instead of putting just a paper tag, we engrave Merry Christmas and then the to and from directly on top of the wooden box. And we put the date on there, so it's a little keepsake for them. In this case, actually, my wife is bringing it here. Thank you. This is an example of one.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
So it just opens up.
Oh, that's cool.
And
So
this is-
storage bins for like equipment. You know, it'd be really cool.
Mhm.
Jordan, is that you had like camera cables on one box, and you could have a whole storage section. So you could
Yes.
use those for storage too.
Honestly,
Engrave
yes.
them.
And actually, like engrave it with what it is and what goes in there.
It makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. I mean, if
I
you
could
could, like,
use
if we
a
could
few,
just
I
flip
could use a
this,
few of those.
if we could just flip this camera so you can see what's going on back here.
Yeah, if you
a
can
need
see
to-
what's going on back here, you'd
there's
be
a need to
amazed.
label things.
You'd be amazed.
That's really cool. I like that.
I
we
do
did
too.
a lot of charcuterie boards, things like that around Christmas time.
Which are popular.
Also some ornaments, customized ornaments. We had this really neat design where it was a truck, and it had spaces where you could put little dogs, but I had different breeds of dogs, so it's very personalized. So if you had a Chihuahua, you pick out the little Chihuahua, and that would be your ornament.
Okay. That's cool.
That was fun.
Now, when you use the laser or the engraver, do you do a lot of cups and stuff like that too? Metal.
Tumbler is probably the most popular thing. Everyone
Okay.
drinks stuff.
Okay. Yeah. I
That's
mean,
pretty cool.
everybody wants customized tumblers, which is really cool.
Yeah. You know what I want to do is I want to take this tumbler and write a backhanded compliment in here.
You know,
Like you. Like not today. Not ever.
So just so that
Don't
they're,
ask.
that's a great point, Jordan. A lot of the things that I do right now are things that people already own. They come to me and they say, hey, I would love to have my name on this, or I'd like to customize. I'm actually talking to someone at the networking group about engraving on a lighter that he has. So it's, yeah.
How about,
people
how about a firearm?
absolutely, yeah. I am able to.
My name on my you know what?
Yes. I want to put a backhanded compliment on that one as well.
I have seen engravings on the edge of a barrel, like the part that faces you that says "smile."
No,
This
I'm
is
gonna do
another example of some of the stuff I've done. This is like a pet bowl. This is kind of like a pet Yeti.
Okay, cool.
Our pets are treated so much better than we are.
A pet Yeti.
You're probably going to have one now. You know that, right?
If Yvonne sees this today, later, it'll be, can we order those?
Yes.
Yeah, our pets are they are treated way better than pets that we had as a kid.
I understand completely.
Yep. Oh yeah, yeah. We're both pet owners.
We're both there.
Yes, and we both have the same trainer who just scowls at us because we just baby our dogs too much.
So, is there any other? What other kind of thing? You're really what I think you're telling me, and which I think is kind of cool, is Paul. You're able to literally sit down with somebody and be really imaginative of what they're thinking. And so, what you really want to do is come to you and talk to you first, and see if it's something that's workable, right?
And that's the challenge of every business. You know, getting someone in the door. How do you get that conversation started? So hopefully,
you know what? Let's go down that rabbit hole, right?
Yeah,
because
let's go down that rabbit hole.
Yeah, like you work both with businesses and individuals, and honestly, if you think of it, both individuals, it's just you're doing it for yourself or you're doing it for your business.
Right.
And I want to unpack the clients that you serve because to me, this is in marketing we call this a psychographic. Right? It's not a demographic; it's a psychographic. Like you're serving somebody that thinks a certain way. So walk me through the decision process that somebody makes when they come to you, or really actually when they should come to you.
I mean, if you think that something that you use all the time would be cooler or better with an engraving, that I get calls from. I have a pretty good. I'm sure Herdy might have some improvements for me, but my Google business page, I do get a lot of calls based on that, and I have good reviews. So I've gotten things from that. For example, someone was one of their colleagues at work was having a baby, their first baby, and they had bought this really nice ornament. And I think Things Remembered wanted $75 for them to engrave the baby's name on there. And he called me and asked what we could do, and I did it for 15. So he saved a ton of money, and I got experience working on this silver thing. And it's really
little fun.
It's great for the customer. It's a little nerve-wracking for me because if I mess it up, I have to replace it. So
yes. That's really cool. So really somebody wants to customize something to increase the impact. Like you have this like almost like an exponential increase in the value of the thing because it's something you could just buy, but then suddenly you can just pick up an
that became something that perhaps this little baby 20 years from now will put this ornament on a tree and they'll remember their parents or their parents' friend gave them that.
Exactly. So what about bulk stuff? Do you have commercial businesses that you're attempting to get through the door? Like are you going to school zones or finding out when events are? Or because I'm sure that you would like to have some of those longer, bigger production items, right?
Yeah, 100%. Like I mentioned earlier, making that design takes most of the time. You know, actually burning it on something that's really quick. So if you can make that design and burn it on 300 things, that's way better than spending all that time and burning it on one or two things.
Yeah, exactly. Total sense. Yeah.
And if you do a good job, they come back later. I mean, that design pays for itself many times over when you do that. I'm really fortunate that I went to TCU for my MBA, and a lot of the folks I went to school with have entrepreneurial mindset as well. So I've done this for some of their companies, and it's been really great. It's cool to see the different logos and the different names. I mean, like we talked about earlier, you know, with the Falcon name, a lot of the names are very personal to people, and it's really cool to hear the story behind some of these.
Yeah.
One of my good friends, they have a construction company, but their daughters were also in 4-H, and their last name began with H, and there was 4 in the family, so it was 4-H, cattle, and construction. And I love that logo. I burned one for myself because I think that is the most Texas thing in the world. It's
Yep.
it's home construction as well as cattle. I just love it.
That's
He just reminded me of something. Have you been watching Landman?
No, I haven't.
Well, so the last show, he got fired from his bit, so he went and created another oil company because he was from his lawyer and couldn't think of anything quickly. He said, "Just go create me a LCC and oil and cattle." And the guy goes, "Why cattle?" Because I couldn't think of anything else.
Oh man, I haven't watched that yet.
Go watch the show. It's funny.
That's awesome.
Probably didn't tell it right, but close enough, right? So
Yeah, but to your point though, getting into schools is a little trickier. You have to get registered with. A lot of them piggyback off federal registration. So I've been going through that process to get certified as a service disabled veteran business, and some of that. And I'm going through that process now, which will also open the door for federal and local municipality contracts as well.
Okay.
awesome. So you're already thinking ahead into your volume business along with the onesie twosie stuff and all that. So cool. All right. So it also says I'm opening up your sheet you sent us previously. Coated product. Can you explain that?
That's similar to these business cards. These are aluminum, but they're coated with powder coating, I'm guessing.
Okay.
All right. Gotcha.
The tumblers, those are also considered coated metal.
Okay. So you're using the coating to create that dual tone, so you can create that, like the design. Like when you show me the other side of the card with a skeleton, like that's essentially a black and white drawing.
Oh, yeah, that's really great point, because I can do different levels of gray, for example, by having more power in one area and a little less in another.
Oh.
But really, it's kind of black and white. And you have to get kind of creative sometimes to visually transform a full color piece into something that's really just black and white.
That's really cool. That gets me thinking too, because you mentioned you have a few of your friends have businesses. You've done work with them for business. Can you tell me some of those business, some more examples of the business use cases that you've used that you've really enjoyed and they've really gotten some good use out of it?
Well, that example I gave previously, 4-H, they were using these tumblers to as gifts. They were trying to build their online presence, so they would run contests, and the prize was a branded tumbler, which is good for them. That gets their brand out there, and it also it's good for the person who's receiving the gift.
Have you done any kind of like any corporate vision statements or mission statements on like some sort of cool display way?
The thing that I do most for businesses has been like quarterly awards, annual awards, things like that. Just any of those little crystal things that people will put on their desk. I've done a lot of those. My wife has been handing me stuff that I've been building as we're talking.
I think that'd be awesome.
I wanted to show you
close. Put it closer. Yeah. Cool.
This is a coin. It's a titanium coin. And I was able to tease color out of this just using the laser.
Wow.
And the way it does it uses different frequencies and it oxidizes the material differently. And so this was just a silver titanium coin when I started. And now it's got all of these different colors.
So, wow. And so who wanted that and what is it for? Or did you just play with that to see if you could do it?
So this was a friend of mine. He's actually another Air Force guy, and this was his kind of. I guess they have a gaming group. So this
Okay.
was
Makes
just for
sense.
their
That's what I was leaning towards. So think about that.
That is so cool.
I
Like,
mean, you can make a living on that thing.
I know that thing is awesome. That's
Can
know what?
Can you bring that with you next week?
Yeah, I will.
Let me
And
see it.
you know what? For afterwards, I'll actually post a video of me creating that, and it's really cool to see the blue goes down, and then in this little hole that's left, the yellow comes down. It's just really cool.
Yeah, please
That's
do.
really cool. I know that's a good product because I have no idea what I'm going to use it for, but I want it.
Yeah, because you're showing off something that very few people have a clue what it is. or how
Titanium
it was
coin,
done.
like, that's so cool.
Yeah, those are I call those EDCs. They're everyday carry coins, and
you can
in the
put.
military community, you have the challenge coins, and it
Can
kind
you
of
write on it? Can you write on it?
I mean, I can put whatever you want, Herdy. We'll just have to collaborate.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I mean, but you can't ruin the color by coming back over and engravings on it. What I'm asking you, you can put like your famous little 2-word "go get 'em" or "get her done" or something like that on it, and carry it around with you during the day and show it off the start of your brand, right?
Yeah, I mean, these kind of things are good for let's say you have a sales goal, and you're want to constantly remind your sales team about what the goal is. Just
right.
having that in your pocket. You put it in your pocket every day. Every time you reach in for your wallet, you feel it and you think about, oh, I know what's on that coin, and it makes you. It really drives home the message.
That's really cool.
I want to see that.
Yeah,
I want to see that.
How much does that project run for? I think people.
You're already asking about price. That's a sale, by the way. In our industry, when somebody says how much, go ahead and get your invoice over to them.
Yeah, that's awesome.
This was one of the thing. Titanium coins are not cheap, so it was. I think this was $50. But he
but it's custom.
He has it all the time. It's super cool. I do have another business I work with is a good friend of mine is Jim Constantine. He has a audio business, and his son joined the Army, and he wanted to help recognize military customers of his. So he had me make some different coins with his logo, but they're different colors depending on what branch of service they were in. So he keeps those on hand, and that's something that he provides to his military customers.
And now that we don't use coins anymore, like we really don't use cash that much, pennies or retired.
But they carry it around and show it off.
Yeah, like it kind of makes the coin a little bit more valuable too. So like just it doesn't have to be a titanium coin, right? Like you can make different kinds of coins.
Stainless steel coins are much cheaper. It's a lot harder to pull out color on it.
Right, but on titanium,
this is an example of the stainless steel coin.
Okay.
And it's got a really cool edge. One thing that I'm very adamant about is I try to make sure that all of my suppliers are from the U.S. Anytime I can.
Awesome. That's awesome.
I really I end up paying a little bit more, and I can't always do it. Sometimes I'm supporting a U.S. business that unfortunately will have to sell something that's made overseas. But when I can, especially with the coins, I buy these from a guy in New Jersey, and he owns a CNC company, and he had all of these scraps, and he was thinking, what do I do with this scrap? I'm wasting so much material, and he starts making coins and selling them as blanks to people like myself.
That's really cool. That's awesome.
I want to see that next week because I have an idea for one.
Yeah, me too.
I think Jordan and I are already thinking about one for each of us, somehow thinking into it.
Yeah.
So be prepared to sit down with us for a couple minutes next Wednesday, or at least me, Jordan, if he's got a client on Wednesday, but we'll get into it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's really cool. My son's a magician, so when you said coins and then custom coins,
he would love that.
Yeah, coins were actually the first thing I ever sold. I just I wanted to play with that laser, and it was really a lot of fun. I really like working on these things.
That's really
cool. Glad we asked.
Yeah. So, and especially because of this interaction, I want to clarify for people that watch this. Is it okay to come to you with an intent, meaning I want to make something cool, but I don't know what?
That I love that freedom. That is the best, because between the two of us, sometimes it's more than two people, but between all of the heads in the room, yeah, it's really cool to put all those ideas together and just come up with something that none of us could have figured out on our own. That's the best.
I love it.
Super cool. That's gonna be that's gonna be a content short right there. Like people will be like, it's okay. You just want to do something cool. Like,
well, I
do it.
I kind of see that as a short clip off this too, because that is the whole point of this engraving thing. Is I see a lot of people do this. It's just cookie cutter stuff. They do one certain thing, they do it over and over and over. But to have somebody in this business that was willing to sit down with you and work through a design, makes it customized.
Yeah,
he gets his money for it because he's working with them to really customize the product.
Yeah.
And then it can end up being something he can add to his inventory over time. It just makes
exactly
sense.
Like we talked about before. Now I have coins that I can make, and if I hadn't gone down that path, who knows? I probably just making wood stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, and what I love about this too is it's unique things, right? So if you're looking from a business point of view, you want to make a lasting impression. You want to give things that are not going to be thrown away.
I was thinking we could get a couple of these coins made for our show and give them as giveaways if they listen for 20 minutes or 30 minutes or can answer the questions in the post after the show.
Yeah. I was thinking for our networking group in DC, like whenever people hit their KPIs,
we're scheming to spend money.
Another thing I do, and you guys are going to be the benefit of this. Sometimes I just make stuff to see if I can do it, and so I'll bring some stuff with y'all's logo next Wednesday, and just see what you think, and I'd love to hear your feedback, and I'd love to hear how you use it.
We will brag about you for sure. We'll make a video on it.
Oh yeah,
and put it up on the channel if you like. So we'll compliment that.
A lot of times I'll throw in extra stuff. Like I did a sign last month or earlier this month. Someone was opening up one of those golfing simulator bars.
Right.
Okay.
And I made a sign for them. It's light up. It's really cool. But I also threw in a couple of extra things. One was it holds golf tees and it had their logo on it, little leather. It's called leather. And then a tumbler with their logo on it that looked like a golf ball. It had the golf ball texture. And the customer didn't ask for any of that. I just wanted to see if I could engrave on this weird texture tumbler, and maybe this business will throw me some business later too when they see this stuff.
Well, sure they will. They'll incubate and then come around the corner. Most people do, especially if you're helping them out. So, all right, I want to jump back for a minute because you mentioned something that went way over our heads, but I caught it. And you said and I don't want to jump off the subject. We'll keep going in a minute. But you said you went to TCU and got an MBA.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
What is your MBA in, if you don't mind me asking?
I did one of those, they call it a professional MBA. It's basically I was working. So I would work all day and then go to MBA class at night.
That's cool.
One of the things that I really got out of that, aside from just the great people that went through the program with me, was I got some really good study abroad opportunities. One of the study abroad that I did was in Cologne, Germany. And we did a European Union business stuff over there that was really interesting. And a second one that I did was in Santiago, Chile. And that was, we got to see a lot of manufacturing down there. One of the things we did during that study abroad, we went to a paper plant and just watched. I mean, this one plant made everything from sheet paper to toilet paper. I mean, they just had different machines doing different things, and it all started from this wood pulp, and it was really awesome.
Amazing. Yep. Yep. That's cool.
You know what that made me think of?
What?
When you read a book, you're staring at a dead tree and hallucinating.
Yeah. So my dad's sister, just to relate this story to you, Paul, was the lead chemist at IP Paper Company in Mobile, Alabama.
Mm.
So she would help to develop the different shades of the colors of the paper that would be printed.
Oh yeah, then
As a chemist. So that's pretty cool. You brought back memories, my friend.
I did a lot of print design back in the day
Yeah.
too, and you know,
Yeah.
just the different shades of white there on paper is astounding.
Yeah. Linen finishes, all that stuff.
Yes.
All right, back to you. So where are we at, Jordan?
We've talked about your MBA, which definitely like ties into business, and then, but I want to ask you too, how does your military background has affected how you shape and run your business? You know, we teased a little bit about it earlier because I guarantee your SOPs are like ironclad, but how does it impact your business life?
Yeah, you said it previously, discipline, mission first. I mean, everything in my life is a mission now. I mean, and it drives me crazy if something prevents me from reaching that. So, I try to find ways to go around it. I mean, you get really creative with how you do stuff, but the one thing that never changes is the reliability. I mean, if you say you're going to have it on a certain day, you have it probably the day before.
Sure.
Because you never know when something else is going to pop up. Attention to detail. I haven't sent out anything yet that was 100% perfect in my mind. I had one customer who I asked for, I had it complete, her project complete, but I wanted to make it again because I wasn't happy with how it looked. And she asked me a question. She said, "Is it really bad, Paul, or do you think it's just not right?" And what she was saying to me is that you're quite a perfectionist, and I suspect that what you're not willing to give me is perfect. And she ended up paying for both of them in the end when she saw it. So I kind of took that as a compliment. And it also told me, I need to step back a little bit, and not everything is going to be 100% perfect to me, but also not everyone is. I bought a microscope that's used for coin dealers, and I use it to look at the engravings I do to make sure the edge is crisp. So I'm focusing on things that are not even visible to the naked eye.
That's awesome.
But that's my name going out on this product. So there's a ton of pride in that workmanship.
That's like you literally like, like when people say like we look at it with a microscope, it's typically a figure of speech. You took it literal.
We're our own worst critics too, or it's terrible. We just can't help it. I mean, we want to be perfect, and a lot of times we have to keep redoing stuff. And I also think that's an integrity for a business. When a business is willing to say, "I'm not happy about this," and do the next thing, the right thing, right? That really does go that extra mile, which is one of the attraction principles, I think, is that you're willing to go above and beyond what a client wants. Is a good attraction principle, right?
And it eats into your margin, but the knowledge learned. I mean, sometimes I'm just not willing to let the next guy get that knowledge that I just learned from this thing that I just did, and I want to make it perfect for this person that just ordered it.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's running a business with integrity, which is really important.
Yeah, I mean, I want to solve the problem that the client has brought to me, not just sell the product.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's actually your product.
Yeah.
I think you're actually making, but how and the
why.
why.
Solution.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's go back to the product itself, but maybe just the deliverable is a better way to call it. With laser engraving, can you walk us a little bit through like some of the misconceptions that people have with laser engraving? Because I'm fairly new to it.
Don't do it on your finger.
Well, yeah, I mean, probably, right? But what can it not do?
So I think the biggest misconception is you don't just go into your shop and just push the button. I said it before, and I'll reiterate it now, but the collaboration, the design creation, that all takes much longer than the actual creation. And if you skip out on some of that work, it shows in the end product. It's one of those things that you can try to find ways to make it more efficient, but that collaboration is a very important part of the creation. That also goes down to how you prep the material. I know certain things that I engrave on my CO2 laser. It comes in with a protective cover. Some of them I can engrave straight through it, but I know from experience that some other things, if I engrave straight through that protective paper or plastic or whatever it is, it's not going to look as good. So those are things that I've learned from experience, and it's just how you prep the material. And sometimes it's not about how you prep it before, but it's what you can do to make it easier to prep it later. Example is sometimes you'll get a char mark on wood, and then you'll have to go over it with a sander. That takes time, but if you can dial in your settings just right, or if you leave the protective cover on or something like that, you just have to peel that cover off instead of sanding, and that peel is way quicker than sanding. Okay. So it makes it much more efficient.
Okay, that's really cool. And you say started in 2003, and even before that, like you've been dealing with lasers for a long time.
Yeah, I mean, since 23. Yeah, that's 3 years now.
That's a lot of lasers. What would you say is a great use of lasers and laser engraving that people are not really thinking about?
I think that people put way too much effort into knowing exactly what they want. I don't think they understand that together we can come up with the better solution. I've had people come to me with they wanted a tumbler, but maybe what they really need is a plaque. It's there's a lot of ways you can skin a cat, and I think that when you put your heads together and you find out what they're really trying to accomplish, you can use your experience and just your experience and your tools to guide them to a solution that'll solve that problem that they're coming to you with.
I like it. So if someone's listening today, Paul, and they want to work with you guys at Falcon Beam, I think we kind of have a pretty good indication of what happens, but what is the general process? They contact you, and we'll get into that at the end of the show, but you just sit down with them and go through what we've talked about, right? Just real simple.
Yeah, just start with an idea. And if you don't even have an idea, but you have a Valentine's Day, you have a birthday coming up, I mean, get with me early, and that'll give us more time to come up with something really customized and really unique, something that people will look at years down the road and not something that they just throw in the drawer.
It'd be really cool is if you could find authors of books and re-engrave and create their cover and give it to them on a plaque.
Oh, that's cool.
As on their book cover.
Yeah.
Some people will come to us.
Little things you could do that would be fun.
Like the really sentimental thing that I've seen done is people will come to you with their grandmother's handwritten recipe. They all wrote them on the index cards back in the day, but engraved that on a charcuterie board or on a cooking board.
Wow.
And it's not only the recipe that they have, but it's in their grandmother's writing.
Wow.
Yvonne won a contest as the #1 chocolate chip cookie in the United States. She won that recipe. Oh, wow. And she's not allowed to republish it, but she has a offshoot of it.
Okay.
And I'm thinking maybe I can surprise her with a board with that recipe on it.
That's cool.
Yeah, she won a national contest for a chocolate chip cookie last year.
Oh man, you're holding back on us, Hurdy. I didn't know anything about that.
Well, sorry about that. She's doing some other stuff, but she still does that. But the fact is, when you said that, I was thinking, wow, how cool would it be to because she has big board with handles on it. We put on top of the stove when she's done cooking. She can sell our stuff on it. She's got sayings on it and all that stuff. So
it's really cool.
You're giving people great ideas.
Yeah, like I can tell you've been doing something. Yeah, I can tell you've been doing this for a little while.
It's really humbling, some of the projects I've got to work on. I had a friend whose mother died, or father died recently, and she asked me to make the plaque that was going on the urn.
Oh wow!
And, I mean, it was really heavy for me because I don't want to mess this up at all.
No, you don't.
I just that was really really proud moment for me that she was willing to trust me with something so personal, and I was honored. Yeah,
that's awesome. It really is just making the mundane and turn it extraordinary.
Yep.
I think what I've heard today so far is yes, you've got the standard stuff, but what you really like is those complicated kind of conceptual ideas. And as long as it's within your frame or scope of the things you do, you like to least tempt it or see if it can be done, right? Which sounds like Paul, that's what you really like to do. I may be wrong.
Yeah. I mean,
that's kind of your thing, right?
Yeah, that is a lot of fun. It really is.
I know that about him.
Yes.
You know why I know that about him?
What?
Because when he pulls up his Corvette, he's got a race car number on it.
Speed racer. Yep.
He likes the creative stuff. All right, so
nice. Well, let people know how to contact you. But if they're watching this and they saw the
yeah, I was going to say you can just go ahead and copy that off. I like that saying. We put your contact information down there. We'll do it again because it goes away in 10 seconds. But, best way to reach you. We put your phone number, website up. You okay with that?
That sounds great.
Yeah, definitely. And if you're a business, organization, individual, if you're really just wanting to do that, I love that. If you have this crazy idea, you don't know how to put it down, but you want it for that special client or that special person, that organization, and you just want to do something that it just goes above the standard cookie cutter stuff, so you can just click, order, and give. That doesn't really cut it, right? If you want that next level, then really, I think just contacting you. Let me pull up your information here.
So, Paul, I have an idea for you. Okay. Jordan has a Rubik's Cube over here. So I want you to print, you can't do this on each side of it.
Little motivation tool.
Yes.
I bet he's done it, though.
I can't compliment, huh?
That's what I thought. Genius guy. All right, my friend. Thank you.
Yeah. So let me just leave you with a last question for you. What's next for
what's next?
We've talked about it during this as well, but expanding my B2B offerings, that's going to be the thing that allows me to keep the doors open. I love doing the one-off things, but I hope that someone I do these one-off things for will find a need to help represent their business through some of the work I do. Working collaboratively is how I learn, and that's how I increase the things that I provide for my customers. One of the things that I'm also currently doing is registering for an FFL so I can take possession of people's firearms so they don't have to be there with me when I engrave it. So that will provide a lot more flexibility. It creates some administrative overhead for me, but if I get to work with firearms, that's not a bad thing. I love it. It's a lot of fun. And just focusing on craftsmanship and being as best as I can be. That's every day is a little bit better than the last.
Yeah, so I'm going to encourage people that are going to see this not only on the on-demand over and over and over because it's timeless, right?
Yeah.
Is if you're a bigger company, you have some sort of something you want to bid on or something you want to put out, reach out to Paul at Falcon Beam, hit his website up and give him a chance at it because he's better known business. We love that. We want to support our veterans. So what a great time to make a bigger order so that he can have fun with you in between stuff, right? Yeah. So
And definitely, I mean, in the corporate space and the corporate gifts too.
Yeah.
Like, what do you give somebody that has all the money in the world?
fun stuff.
You know?
Coins.
Something
Printed on titanium coins. Yeah.
It's something that didn't exist before, right?
Yeah.
Like that's incredible.
People. I say that we make memories, but I can do that for businesses too. I mean, highlighting and memorializing accomplishments in business, those are things you remember as well. And it doesn't have to be the personal thing that is making the memory. People are proud of the work they do in business, just like you and I am. So it's great to memorialize those things.
Super. Thank you for being on today.
Yeah, this has been phenomenal.
Thanks for having me. It's been great.
Listen, we have a server that records just your individual voice. So when we do go offline, please stay on with us for a few minutes to make sure your voice uploads. But hey, we're on every Thursday. Next week, Jordan, I'm going to be here, but she's going to be there. And by there, I mean Yvonne is going to be on next week as an LMT, our massage therapist next week on our show. And she's going to dig into fascia and some real, she's been doing this 26 years. She has a pretty good feeling for how it really needs to be done. So it's going to be an interesting talk. Take my word for it. And you'll be able to ask some fun questions to her. So Paul, thank you.
Get heckled in there.
Yeah. Paul, thank you. And guys, as Jordan and I said, we're going to slowly merge things over. So you're not going to see this instant change to the Texas Buzz. We're going to have to recreate some other music and some other graphics. And so just stay tuned. We're not going to move that fast. So we're still going to be the Mansfield Buzz for a while. But hey, next Thursday, come join us live, 2:00 YouTube. We also stream today on LinkedIn and on Facebook, just so you know, Paul. So we were streaming to 3 destinations today. Okay.
That's great.
All right. Y'all have a great week. We'll see. Oh, and be careful this weekend in Texas. It's going to get a nest day. Okay. So have a good day.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.